Welcome to Climbing Clouds. I wanted to get on here and do the 3-card read today for you. Thank you so much for any energy toward this channel. If you're watching this, I have a reading for you. Maybe you'll connect with it. Maybe you won't, and that's okay too. So let's get right into this. We're looking into the Wheel of Fortune today. This is how you make your money flow in your life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just how you make a living. It's how you manifest your resources and your opportunities. And I say this because a lot of people are doing side hustles and following their passions and trying to create a whole new way to attract that money flow, beyond just the humdrum of daily work and the grind. Those of you that might connect with this channel might be doing side hustles, like starting your own side business, working on late night projects on oil and canvas, or writing music, or writing a book, or just doing something behind the scenes that maybe you don't talk about every day with people around you. Maybe it's something that you gravitate towards that you haven't really made a mark with it yet, or you haven't connected with it in a way that it brings you an income, but that's your secret desire. I have no idea. It's going to resonate differently for each and every one of you, because this is a general reading. But this is what's coming up, is looking at that for you in your life, the Wheel of Fortune, and how it is presenting itself to you. Each reading is meant to be filtered through the listener, and it will be taken in a different way. That's just how tarot is. So if you're connecting with this reading, you can ask yourself if you're feeling like you are connected with the Wheel of Fortune in your life. And if you're not feeling that, maybe you're going to start healing that connection, because it is a connection that sustains all of us. And there's like a circular flow with it. It's like a giving and a receiving with your environment and how you interact with your own living energetically. You create your own Wheel of Fortune, basically, and it's how you interact with it that's important here. So that's what I'm asking you to reflect on. By pulling this, it's pulling that up. And what I'm seeing here is we have the 7 of Fire. So you might be being asked to hold your ground in something, maybe there might be people around you that want to push you down, or push down your ideas, or kind of mute out what it is that you're connecting with. Maybe they don't believe in you as much, or maybe they just don't see your perspective, or maybe some people are uncomfortable by the changes that you make to create your own Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes that brings up, the natural dissonance that somebody else might have with their own Wheel of Fortune. Like, they can project it onto you, all of the trouble that they have with their own Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it's definitely a trigger for a lot of people, especially with people closest to you. A lot of times we hold ourselves back from what we really want to do, because we have so many people around us who kind of create an environment of self-doubt, and we have to learn how to drown that out to even move forward. Not all of us are supported in our passions. Not all of us have that feeling of relaxation with it. It's more of like fighting for your own territory, and each person has their own story with that. So I would say learning to advocate for what you really want to be doing, regardless of what it is that you are doing, is going to be part of this process, and carving out the time, but also standing up for the time and making the time, and kind of justifying it to yourself. I can say, I know in my own personal life, I've had to really kind of go through spurts with that. I'm not always as consistent as I want to be, and I think some of it is psychological. I think that it is, it's like a manner of approaching and then kind of standing back and reflecting and then reapproaching. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you're going to have your own process with that. You're going to have your own relationships with your closest people in your life, like your parents and your family and your friends and your significant other, and all of that can be more complex, that can add to this process where you might have to stand up for what it is that you're doing on a daily basis to yourself even. I mean, you don't have to have a whole family around you that is presenting challenges with this. This is going to be part of the process. So I'm just telling you now that embracing that, you know, this card is bringing this up, and I wanted to speak to that because there is nothing wrong with standing up for what you want to do. You are here. This is your life, nobody else's. You are here to live your life. And if other people don't like how you make a living, that's really their problem, not yours. So I guess being able to give yourself that freedom to say that is pretty important. And I'm not talking about like things that are illegal or none of that. I've never done any of that. But I'm saying that, you know, sometimes we do creative jobs and other people around us, they don't like that we do that because they want to see you stuck in a box, you know. Not everybody makes the changes that they want to make, and they feel stuck in a box. And if they see you, that you're out there doing something that you love, that can actually trigger a lot of emotions in people that are closest to you. And so this might come up. I'm saying that this is something very real as a problem, or this is kind of a challenge. It's a challenge card. I would say that for sure. This is the Seven of Wands. Okay. And it's all about defending what it is that you're doing, what it is that you feel called and compelled to do. What is it that you feel impassioned and on fire about? There might be people around you who want to put this fire out, and they can do it in very subtle ways. They can even seem like they're being just really helpful for you, and maybe doing backward compliments, maybe offering to give you advice that is unwarranted. There's so many ways that this can happen, and sometimes people don't even know that they're being like this. So I'm just telling you, it's just going to be part of the process. So learning to accept this, and going right into the third card, the Three of Water. Learning to accept this and celebrating anyways is going to be your personal momentum. Okay, so I'm giving you permission with this reading this week to take your ball and run with it as hard as you want. I'm giving you permission to take the ball and take it all the way down the field, all the way to all of your goals, and not to let anybody stand in your way. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's, you know, the closest person to you that has ever been your entire life. I don't care who's standing in your way. You have to stand up for what it is that you're passionate about, and just take that ball and run with it all the way to the very far reaching goal in your vision. Take your vision and believe in it. Okay, I believe in you. This card is saying it's time to celebrate that. It's time to celebrate those things that make us happy. And you should be happy with what you do for a living, because it's what you put your living into. So if you're not happy in what you do for a living, then make the changes that you need to so that you can be, because life is short. And so that's the end of that. That's the entire reading for you, for the 3-card reading. I'm going to draw 2 more cards because these 2 are coming out. I've got the Ace of Water, which is a really lovely card, I think, to add to this as an ingredient. The Ace of Cups is learning to love and accept yourself for who you are. It's learning to fall in love with the process of that. And there's a lot of gifts within that of discovery. When you start following your bliss, as Joseph Campbell once said, it will lead you to epiphanies that maybe you just can't find through other people or other vocations. There's a lot of self-discovery in doing what makes you truly happy. It brings out your inner child. I hope this is funny. This goes together. So this is the starting at zero. It's the fool. People might think you're a fool for doing what you love. I'm dead serious about that. You're going to get so many critics when you do and follow your passion. It's not even funny. There are people that you think are your biggest fans will suddenly become your biggest critics, and it's just part of it all. It somehow triggers that in others, but you have to keep going. And this is all about standing up for your inner child, and you're starting a wonderful journey, and it's the fool's journey, and the fool's journey leads you to the end of the rainbow where all the gold is. Okay, so your inner child is wanting to shine through and take this adventure with you. I want you to take that inner child, that inner artist, that inner passion lover that maybe you've always put on the back burner your whole entire life, and take their hand and go on this journey with them. It's okay to do that. It's okay to enjoy something and to learn everything you can about it, and just to see where it takes you. Just for that alone, you don't have to be paid to do that. You know, I mean, maybe it'll cost you money to actually do it, but if it does, then you'll find a way to do it if it's truly important to you. And then if you make money from doing that, then even better, you know, then you're even better for it. You have nothing to lose by being true to your inner calling, to following the inner calling. That's what you're being asked to do. So just keep on being you. And thank you for climbing clouds.